Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to talk about the series Slow Horses airing on Apple TV. Slow Horses is based on the book of the same name by Mick Herron, who's written an entire series about the same characters. Speaking of reading, I've been a huge fan of reading, and largely because of the encouragement and teachings of my parents. Huge shout out to them. Mom was a teacher, and she taught me to read at a very early age, before I even started school. My dad's an engineer, of course, long retired, and also an avid reader. He gave me his love of British espionage books, Alistair MacLean, that type of thing, and I devoured them as a youngster and continue to do so. When I came across the books of Mick Herron, I was thrilled. They were just terrific. And actually, it was my opportunity to tell my dad about them, and I actually sent him a couple of books, and he thoroughly enjoyed them. The series, I've only watched 2 episodes so far. There's a 3rd episode out, but I haven't seen it yet. The series is quite good. Its production values are obviously right up there. I'm not familiar with too many of the actors, except, of course, Gary Oldman playing Jackson Lamb, who heads up Slow House. Slow House is where MI5 sends its miscreants, its misfits, its screw-ups, the ones that they can't get rid of because it would be too embarrassing to the service, but they certainly don't want them anywhere near the park, the main headquarters of MI5, and they don't want them handling anything important. So they get relegated to this backwater of Slow House and given meaningless tasks, all under the watchful eye of Jackson Lamb. Jackson Lamb is an obnoxious character. He farts and grunts and insults his employees and sends them on terrible missions rooting through garbage. But behind all the facade is an incredibly sharp mind and an old spy master back from the Cold War days. He knows his stuff and he knows his people and how best to use them. The term slow horses comes from the name Slow House, obviously. And slow horse is a colloquial expression for somebody who is not much of a winner, somebody who's obviously going to be behind in the race. And it's a sobriquet that all the people at Slow House are labeled with. The series is quite good. As I said, I do enjoy it so far, but it really doesn't hold a candle to the books. I'm not one to do a constant comparison of books are better than movies or TV. They're completely separate media. It's an apples and oranges thing. However, in this case, the books, because I read almost all of them already, do allow for a much greater depth of background, stories of the characters, how each of them were individually brought to Slow House, and the private demons that each of them are struggling with. It's hard to portray that in a visual media like television, but I think the series does a fairly good job of it. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5, and I reserve the right to change that as time goes on. As always, thanks for watching, and click like and subscribe. Take care.